Will Smith is finally speaking out about Diddy, making it clear that he wants no connection to the ongoing controversy. At the same time, disturbing allegations have surfaced, claiming that Jaden Smith, Justin Bieber, and even Diddy's own son were victims of grooming, yet no one intervened to prevent the abuse.
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people get so many things. People say so much stuff, but you know that one it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
For years, Will Smith maintained a close relationship with Diddy, and before Diddy's arrest, both Will and Jada were allegedly frequent guests at his notorious freak-off parties. Reports claim that Will even brought Jaden along, hoping Diddy could boost his career, seemingly willing to do whatever it took. Now, as these shocking allegations come to light, Will may try to distance himself, but the evidence suggests otherwise. Even Jimmy Kimmel subtly hinted at Will's alleged ties to Diddy during a live broadcast, adding yet another twist to this unfolding scandal.
When you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were gonna beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You look fantastic.
All right, good to see you. We gotta go. We're blocking traffic.
Oh, we got it. Oh, we're blocking traffic. I'm sorry. What do you say about the allegations? There's so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing. I know that's right. Thank you, Miss Pinkett.
Speculation about Will Smith's sexuality has persisted for years, with his former executive assistant even alleging that he once caught Will cheating on Jada with another man. Witnessing a parent's infidelity can deeply affect a child, and many believe this may have influenced the dynamics within the Smith family. Take, for example, Jada's reaction when Will once stated, "Only a man knows what a man needs." Her apparent discomfort only added fuel to the rumors, sparking further debate about what may have happened behind closed doors.
And then I saw sexual acts when I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, "Hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this." So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, "What?" But I see his car there. I'm like, "Where's this guy at?" So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. "Yo, we need to get Will here." I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Only a man knows what a man needs.
The allegations against Will Smith extend far beyond infidelity. According to Jaguar Wright, industry insiders were allegedly aware of a disturbing secret that Will was grooming and abusing Jaden. Even more shocking, Wright claims that Jaden knew about it but chose to stay silent. She suggests that this is the real reason Jaden pulled away from Hollywood, after realizing the industry was riddled with predators and exploiters.
Jada Pinkett has written a book where she reveals that multiple times she tried to commit suicide.
I don't know why she keeps trying. She just get it done. Don't be bad at everything.
Yeah.
You was an all right actress. You was a terrible wife. You was a bad mother. You was a kid who knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything. Bilal told me, Jaden, he told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. As he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
Yeah.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith raped Jaden, Bashir, and he raped Neat Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
Jaden Smith and Justin Bieber were allegedly exploited by powerful figures in the industry, leaving deep and lasting scars. As young stars, they found themselves trapped in a world where the very adults meant to protect them prioritized profit over their well-being. While the public has long speculated about their unusual behavior, few truly understand the dark reality behind their struggles.
I'm at school sometimes, my dad will just pull his pants down.
Hey!
Will is always, Will is always playing. He plays.
Okay.
Kiss my son.
Come on.
Jaden jumped up and ran.
No, not on the set he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss me or anywhere else.
So what do you think? Is Jaden still too old to get kissed by his dear old dad?
I love Justin Bieber, that's just a fact.
Well, talk about brotherly love. You couldn't miss this moment on your feeds. Justin Bieber giving pal Jaden Smith a kiss on the cheek at Coachella.
I'm having a good time.
The now viral video shows Jaden sneaking up from behind the Biebs, grabbing his waist for a little dance, and then there's this, Justin sweetly giving his bro a kiss, something that's become the talk of the internet.
He's really just like a brother to me.
Yeah, these two go way back.
In Hollywood, the well-being of children is often overshadowed by the pursuit of fame and fortune, a troubling pattern that continues to surface. Allegations against Diddy have resurfaced, with claims that he groomed and manipulated those closest to him, including his own stepson. Artist Freddie P., who was once affiliated with Diddy before being blackballed, has spoken out about witnessing highly suspicious interactions between Diddy and his adopted son, Quincy. The lingering question remains, what really happened behind closed doors, and why did no one step in to stop it?
Nickname, Freaky Man. I look at his kids and everything. It's more deeper questions that I be wanting to know, like, why were you so infatuated with a child that wasn't yours? Were you grooming that little boy? I don't even want to start those conversations because that's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And for you to keep him that close, it's like you kept him that close because he might got your secrets because he's not your child. So if he's not your child and you that type of person with that type of character, you don't mind actually doing it to him when he finally reaches a certain age because he's not yours. And you know in your mind he's not yours. And now you keep him real close to you. You make sure he don't go to his daddy. Why? You make sure he's separated with him and you provide him with everything he wants. Why? You got one of them little Michael Jackson secrets? he got one of them secrets that he can't tell nobody because his legacy, I mean, his manhood gonna be, and not only that, his brother no gonna look at him crazy. Only Puffy know, only God and
talking about
Puffy.
Quincy, right?
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, I don't know.
I'll be sure, son.
All I'm gonna say is, who's infatuated with another man's son like that? Like that seemed like grooming to me.
Hollywood has never been a safe place for minors. When Justin Bieber first stepped into the music industry, he was placed under Diddy's legal guardianship for 48 hours, an arrangement that initially raised no concerns. However, in hindsight, the situation appears far more unsettling. Diddy allegedly pressured Justin into staying silent about what really happened, yet the warning signs were overlooked by those who should have protected him.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Diddy wasn't the only one implicated in Justin Bieber's alleged abuse. Those around him were either complicit or actively enabling it. At just 16 years old, Justin was reportedly taken to unsettling parties, surrounded by adults who encouraged his participation. Disturbing footage even shows him appearing intoxicated and disoriented while others laughed and pressured him to drink more, exposing the chilling reality of the industry's dark underbelly.
Happy birthday, Justin! Happy birthday!
Welcome to the family, John.
Flames. Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Yeah, look at what a beautiful face. All right, now it's time to...
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that.
According to Gene Deal, speculation is growing that Will Smith may have been caught on Diddy's infamous tapes, allegedly recorded by the 250 cameras hidden throughout his home. Sources close to Diddy claim that Will appears on the seized footage now in the FBI's possession. With the possibility of exposure looming, Will is reportedly scrambling to distance himself from the scandal before the truth is revealed.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, it's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner. What's the other guy? Leonardo. Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats, but I heard that it's not. That's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
More unsettling videos of Justin Bieber and Diddy continue to surface, each more disturbing than the last. In a recent Apple TV interview, Justin broke down in tears while reflecting on his childhood, revealing the deep shame he still carries over what was done to him. He emphasized that he was just a child, alone in an industry where no one recognized the abuse or stepped in to protect him.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 55.
Usher was supposed to be Justin Bieber's mentor, guiding and protecting him as he entered the industry. Instead, he introduced Justin to Diddy, fully aware of the risks that came with that connection. Rather than shielding him, Usher allegedly prioritized his own relationship with Diddy, leaving Justin exposed to a world he was far too young to navigate.
He had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Yeah. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Usher's connection to Diddy runs deeper than most realize. He wasn't just an observer, but a victim himself. At just 13 years old, his mother sent him to live with Diddy, enrolling him in what was known as Puffy Flavor Camp. The experiences he endured during that time left lasting scars. Usher has even admitted that, at such a young age, Diddy exposed him to things no child should ever witness, shaping his perception of the industry in ways that would haunt him for years to come.
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when probably say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas. Man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened.
Reports claim that tapes exist involving Will Smith, Justin Bieber, Jaden Smith, and even Jada with Sean Diddy Combs. Allegedly, these recordings are being sold on the dark web for hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, as federal authorities intensify their investigation, this footage could become crucial evidence in a case that may finally bring Diddy to justice.
Well, considering that the is selling his own evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder, why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of all the just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Is he protecting people, or are people protecting him?
Oh no, he's selling it because he needs the cash. The last freak off tape that just got sold on the dark net, which I know because I monitor, went for $500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas, and he just sold that footage.
Diddy's legal troubles are escalating, and he's not the only one who could face consequences. His sons, Christian and Quincy Combs, may also be implicated. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, both were allegedly involved in Diddy's notorious parties and even played a role in recruiting minors for these gatherings. The lawsuit includes photos of his sons at these events, engaging in drug use, further entangling the Combs family in scandal.
Diddy and his team would allegedly drug or spike the drinks of victims before Diddy and sometimes others sexually assaulted them. There are also allegations that Diddy forced these victims to have sex with prostitutes as he touched himself. He called these situations freak-offs, and oftentimes he recorded them. Here's where some of the allegations against his son Justin Combs come in. So all this takes us back to February, when Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, filed civil suit against Diddy. In his lengthy lawsuit, Lil Rod straight name drops Justin Combs, describing him as someone who solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers. There's actually a picture of Justin Combs with an allegedly underage girl shown in the lawsuit. Now, in this specific instance, Lil Rod alleges at least one underage girl came to Diddy's home for a listening party. A sex worker was also apparently solicited, and a freak-off ensued. As an aside, this is the same night that Lil Rod alleges Diddy forced him to take a laced shot. He started to feel lightheaded and then woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, naked next to a sex worker. It's important to note Justin Combs is listed as a defendant on this case because, according to Lil Rod, he facilitated Diddy's alleged RICO enterprise and at times participated.
Lil Rod's lawsuit takes an even darker turn with allegations of a shocking cover-up. He claims that in September 2022, at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles, either Diddy or his son Justin shot a 30-year-old man, identified as G, in the abdomen inside a bathroom. The lawsuit reportedly includes photos of the blood-covered crime scene as evidence. To cover up the incident, Lil Rod alleges that Diddy ordered him to report the shooting as a drive-by attack outside the studio.
According to court documents, it happened on September 12, 2022, outside Diddy's Chalice Studios. Lil Rod says Diddy, his son Justin, and Justin's friend who went by G were all there when things got heated. Lil Rod says he heard multiple gunshots ring out and later found G on the bathroom floor in the fetal position. Lil Rod says he was bleeding out of his hip and leg area. Lil Rod says he was applying pressure to G's wounds and then asked the crowd to call an ambulance. At that point, both Diddy and Justin Combs disappeared to another part of the studio. Diddy then gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. So that specific allegation involves Diddy's son Justin, but another allegation and entirely separate civil lawsuit involves his other son, Christian, or King Combs. Grace Omar K alleges that Christian Combs sexually assaulted her on a yacht in December 2022, and she says it was facilitated by Diddy.
Diddy's legal troubles continue to mount as his son, Christian Combs, is now named in a disturbing lawsuit. In a 31-page complaint, 25-year-old Grace Omar accuses Christian of assault during a yacht party in December 2022. Omar, who was working as a bartender at the event, claims that Christian pressured her into taking a shot of tequila, which she suspected was spiked with drugs. As she began to lose consciousness, he allegedly prevented her from leaving and then forced her into a non-consensual act.
Fast forward to Thursday, when attorney Tyrone Blackburn, the man already representing Rodney Jones, filed a civil complaint on behalf of his client, Grace Omarkey. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing her last name, but I believe it is Omarkey. Grace Omarkey in Los Angeles Superior Court, accusing 26-year-old Christian Combs of drugging her and sexually assaulting her in December of 2022 when she was working in a charter boat in St. Martin. So according to the lawsuit, Omarkey says that she had been working as a steward, providing food and drinks on that yacht for a 12-hour period, and she was 25 years old at the time. She believed that the trip would be a, quote, wholesome family excursion, but says it, quote, turned into a hedonistic environment, even describing rampant drug use among sex workers and celebrities who came on board. She believes that the alcohol on the yacht had been laced with drugs because she says women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over. This is, by the way, something that it was also alleged in Jones's lawsuit, that Combs would spike the drinks of different people. But focusing on Christian Combs, Omarkey says that Christian Combs had been staying at a villa on the shore, but that he would come onto the yacht in the evening to party. And on December 28, 2022, Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure Omarkey to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. Omarkey alleges that Christian kissed her neck, kissed her face, as he groped her legs, breasts, and private areas. Omarkey reportedly told Christian, quote, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Omarkey then says that she told Christian she couldn't stay with him unless it was approved by a supervisor, all of whom she knew would be asleep at the time, so this was a way for her to get out of the situation. She claims that Christian said, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Omarkey then says she responded with, quote, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Omarkey says that she tried to go back to her work, but Christian found her again, wanted her to find him a place to sleep for the night. So she ended up taking him to the cinema room for the yacht, which doubled as a place for people to sleep. And she claims that is when Christian blocked her and groped her, took off his clothes, tried to force her to perform oral sex on him. She says that she was able to fight him off until someone came in.
Tom Hanks has joined the growing number of industry figures speaking out about the rampant sexual abuse in Hollywood. From R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein to Harvey Weinstein, and now Sean Diddy Combs, these are just a few of the powerful names that have been exposed. However, the truth runs much deeper. Hollywood has long operated as a hub for one of the largest trafficking networks in the world. These individuals didn't act alone. They had enablers, powerful connections, and a system that allowed their crimes to go unchecked. Now, as Diddy faces intense scrutiny, many are attempting to rewrite history, pretending he was the only one involved.
The idea that there are sexual predators in power, not just in Hollywood, I think all across any place there's a boss with underlings in any corporation or any industry, you have a type of sexual politics that goes on that can slide in between appropriate ethics and decorum to inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and sexual predatory behavior.
Well, I mean, I think people understand that, but the larger question is there a culture of complicity in Hollywood where women are afraid to speak up because they'll be blacklisted, men are afraid to speak up because either they're out of the same fear or they just think, well, this is the way the system works.
I think there are people that say, hey, this is how it works, pure and simple, and this is why I got into it, and this is why I have power. This is how it works, and you have to understand that. That does not carry the day. Complicity is also complicity. The people who know, well, look, this is how we do business, and that's what it's got to be done. I'm sorry it's like that. So beware. That's also present, without a doubt, but it does not carry the day. There's also people that were afraid to speak out, who were victims, that did not go forward, that signed, negotiated settlement deals of which a non-disclosure agreement was part and parcel to it. That also does not carry the day.
Will Smith may be trying to distance himself, but the walls are closing in just as they are on Diddy. With more victims coming forward and new evidence surfacing, the pressure is intensifying, making accountability seem inevitable. But what do you think? Is Will Smith truly guilty, or is he just another Hollywood star caught in the crossfire? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, because this story is far from over.